Alright, what's up? Figured I would give a little bit of attention to the company that I sent my Glock 17 out to get stippled, Brazen Firearms. I pretty much had, I guess, like three qualifications that I wanted to, I guess, get filled when it came to getting my gun stippled. I didn't want to spend a bunch of money. Some guys do, that's fine. Some guys will spend, $200, $300, $400 to have work on their gun. Not me. I am too much of a tightwad. Number two, I just wanted it to be more grippy. I mean, it didn't have to be like, gripping a handful of broken glass, but I wanted it to be more grippy. And pretty much the third and final one, I didn't want it to look like dog shit. Like literally, some guys have their guns, work on their guns done by companies, and it looks like like it was used as a 150-pound pit bull's chew toy. So I think I pretty much accomplished that because the guys at Brazen did a good job. This particular pattern, they have many different patterns. They have a bunch of different options. I believe this one's called Thatched. It's basically kind of like a basket weave pattern. They give you a bunch of options. They've got, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 different kind of patterns that you can go with. One of the options is, at least on Glocks, whatever, do you want to have them keep or get rid of the finger grooves? Finger grooves have never bothered me before, so I let them keep them. But due to the grinding down a little bit of the surface so they can put their pattern on, it did kind of reduce the size of them, which is cool because it actually made the kind of the thicker, I guess this way, width of the Gen 3 frame shrink a little bit, so I'm able to get a little bit, better grip on it. Excuse me. Another one of the options was if you want to get an undercut or like a double undercut, and I had no interest whatsoever in a double undercut, but I did get the single one, and they did a good job, smoothed it out pretty well. Allows you to get your hand a little bit higher, so that worked out pretty well. Another one of the options is to if you want them to kind of like the memory pad area where obviously I'm right-handed, so your left thumb goes down there. The idea is that in order to control the gun, control recoil, when you're gripping it, you push down with your non-dominant thumb, and it works pretty well. I didn't have him do that because I really wasn't sure about it, so this ghetto-looking job is solely my own. Brazen isn't responsible for that, but however, I will say this: as ghetto as it looks, it does work pretty well. I just used a regular wood burner, but anyway, we're not talking about my work. We're talking about Brazen's work. So yeah, so total turnaround was, I think, from the time they got it, I shipped it to them from FedEx, and it was about a 2-week turnaround from the time they got it, from the time I got it back. And most patterns, I think pretty much all their work cost $90, and like I said, you throw in options. The undercut didn't cost any more. I don't believe the finger removal costs anymore. The only thing that I know of that does cost a little more, like maybe an extra 10 or 15 bucks, which is nothing, is if they do the same pattern, whatever pattern you choose, they do the same pattern on both sides of the frame there for like the little memory grip area. I don't think I'm leaving anything out. So $90, $8 shipping. The shipping they charge. So for less than $100 and about a 2-week turnaround time, you get pretty nice work done. I like how they did the borders here, but I also like how they completely went all the way down to the end of the mag well. Like literally every square inch is covered, but not where you want it to not be. You don't want it up here in the beaver tail, especially because you're supposed to grip high and you don't want that rubbing on you. So again, less than $100, 2 weeks. I am completely and utterly impressed and pleased. So the good news about a lot of their patterns is that they're grippy, but if you're like me and you carry appendix, they don't rub your belly, especially me, because I've kind of got a little bit of a fat gut going on. So they're good and grippy, but they don't irritate the skin. And when you first get it, I noticed that I'm first gripping the gun. I'm like, okay, it's definitely more grippy than the stock configuration of the of the what am I trying to say? You know, like the abrasive level. It's definitely a lot more grippy than factory, but you don't really notice it how well it works until you're shooting. And once you start shooting, then you'll be even more happy. So anyway, give them a look. They're on Facebook. I showed you the card, brazenfirearms.com. Check them out. They got a bunch of different patterns. Maybe you guys can, I don't know, give them a little bit of business. They're a small company out of Ohio. So, all right, that's it.